into speeches. I will be talking about American Sign Language. Author Marilyn Daniels says, sign language is a dance with words, used to be enjoyed from babyhood through childhood to adulthood. I will be speaking about the importance of this language and how it differs from English and the 5 parameters. Next slide. ASL stands for American Sign Language. According to the National Institution of Health, there are close to 1 million deaf people in the United States. There's also almost 10 million hard of hearing citizens. The importance of this language will help you interact with deaf people, talk when it's loud, and talk across the room to your friends. Why ASL is important. It creates better awareness to the deaf and hard of hearing culture. It helps you recognize when ASL is used around you. I've been doing ASL since I was about 12 years old. Since then, I have been able to recognize when it's used in my work environment, when I play basketball, and when I'm at restaurants. And it also allows you to help communicate with a wide range of hearing, hard of hearing, and deaf individuals. It also improves the quality of family communication. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between English and ASL. The biggest one is, in English, you use your vocal cords to communicate. You can't do that in ASL. So, you use hand motions, hand signals. An example of this would be when I introduce myself, I would say, hello, my name's Savannah, nice to meet you. But in ASL, I would say, hello, my name's Savannah, nice to meet you. If you didn't get the words I missed, I did not say it's, is, or to. This is because in ASL you don't use little words such as are, is, to, and do. Another example of this would be when asking a question. I would say, Emma, do you have a dog? She knows it's directed to her. But in ASL, I would say, you have a dog, you. This is because in ASL, you have to specifically address that it's a yes or no question. You do this by reinstating the you. Now, the 5 parameters. This is probably one of the most important things about sign language. It is basically the rules and guidelines. The first one is palm orientation. This is in which way your hand is facing during a sign. It can either be in or out. An example of this is where. The sign where you move your finger and point it out towards the audience. But if you point it to yourself, you're signing a whole different word called single. And then another example is like. For this, the palm is facing towards you. But if you do like facing away from you, it's not a sign. The next one is handshake. This is in which position your fingers are in for a sign. There are a ton of signs that have similar motions, but different handshapes. Example of this is please and sorry. When you say please, it's a closed 5 and you do a circle on your chest. That is please. Sorry, however, is a S, circle on your chest. By just changing the position of your fingers, you change the whole meaning. Next, we have movement. This is in which way your hand moves. Again, there are signs that have the same movement, but there are also signs that have different movements. An example of this is nice and neat. Nice is this. And neat, you just bring 2 flat D's together. It's kind of hard to get those mixed up because they're different. But then there are signs that have similar movements, such as family and group. Family is 2 F's in a circle, and then group is 2 G's in a circle. Funny, right? Really similar. The 4th one is location. This is in which the sign is done, where it's at. Generally, it's in this box. So you would sign how or forgive in way up here, because that will distract the audience. But there are some signs that exclude this, such as because and glasses. This is in the head region. The last one is non-manual markers. This is facial expressions and body language. In English, you just change your vocal tone when you have different emotions. You can't do that in ASL, so you have to rely on your face and body to get your feelings across. When you're happy, you want to look happy. You don't want to look like you're mad. And then when you sign who, you have to furrow your brows and bring them, which means you bring them down. So, who. This indicates a who, what, when, where, why question. Now, in conclusion, ASL and English may have a lot of similarities, but they're different, and that makes them unique and both important. The 5 parameters is probably the most important thing to know. By knowing this, you will be able to learn ASL easier. And then the importance of ASL will help you both respect and appreciate this culture. And as George Beatty, who is the former president of the National Deaf Association of the United States, once said, "Sign language is the noblest gift God has ever given deaf people." I hope you guys will appreciate this language and maybe learn it. It's pretty fun. Thank you.